is our second video to report on the progress of the 7th Ward revitalization effort to make sure that we turn this space into a wonderful, beautiful, livable space for all of the residents of the 7th Ward and all of our visitors come to see us. You're going to meet in this video some of the folks that live in the 7th Ward and have invested in their neighborhood. You're going to meet leaders of institutions in the 7th Ward that are wedded to the education and the well-being of all of its children and residents. And you're going to meet the developers that are coming in to make sure that this project is the best that it can possibly be. We're going to take you on a journey to those spaces that we're going to fill with things that are going to be beneficial to the community at large.
We grew up here. My mother, Barbara Montague and Sidney Montague, and my grandparents, Alina and Joseph Deloney. We all lived on Frenchman Street in a big up and downstairs house. We were a combined family until my mother and father moved out, and we moved right around the corner on Turo Street. We went to Valina C. Jones School. Me, my sisters and brothers, my dad went to Valina C. Jones. We have a lot of people that are still rooted here in the 7th Ward that went to Jones School and are homeowners in the 7th Ward. One of my reasons for staying in the 7th Ward is because all the people that I loved, like my grandparents and my parents who have transitioned and is no longer here, this is the place where they showed me love. When we purchased a house here, I laid my roots here, and from here, after the storm with Katrina, when other properties became available, we were at the auctions or we were calling people up on the phone inquiring how we can access that property so we can have more control and power in our neighborhood where we were rooted. And we pretty much did that. We got this property and several other properties that we were able to acquire. We like to keep some of the same New Orleans culture that we grew up with, keep some of that in the neighborhood as a foundation for like my grandkids. I'd like to see it be better than it was from when we were kids. The things that I would like to see happen in the 7th Ward are after school tutoring and programs, young people being able to acquire affordable housing for their children to kind of put their stakes in the ground.
Jericho Road is an affordable housing developer whose primary focus is to provide homeownership opportunities to low to moderate income families. Jericho Road's primary target area has been Central City over the past few years. We're now expanding our focus to work in other neighborhoods, and one of those projects is a project that we're working on with Corp for revitalization and homeownership opportunities in the 7th Ward of New Orleans. The 7th Ward Revitalization Project is a partnership with the New Orleans Redevelopment Authority. Throughout this process, we have worked to engage community through various meetings and design charrettes that involve them giving their opinion and their thoughts behind what they would like to see built in their neighborhood. Part of what we have work to do is to ensure the units that we build have the architectural integrity that you can find throughout the 7th Ward, including the masonry and the wrought iron features, which for many decades has been created by artisans who have grown up in the 7th Ward and who have passed that on to generations after them. Jericho Road's work is comprehensive. We don't just build houses. We walk the home buyer through the entire process from start to finish and even post-purchase. We chose the location for the first 2 of the 6 homes that we will be building because of their proximity to anchor institutions in the neighborhood. These 2 lots are very close to St. Augustine High School and also to the Good Shepherd School, which is a brand new school that has been created to cater to low to moderate income students. This is the perfect marriage for us because these homes are being built for low to moderate income families. So these kids would be able to attend a school that is in the neighborhood that they live in.
The school was founded all with donations from benefactors. We charge no tuition, and we came to the 7th Ward for a real simple reason. Over 40% of our students live in the 3 zip codes that butt up against this Agriculture Street location. So our students can walk to school, can ride their bike, and now they're part of a community that is historic in nature, that is so much, I think, hungry for and in need of a school, a elementary school right at the foot of AP Turo. It's everybody that drives by will see and hear the sounds of kids, young kids who will be hopefully future residents of the AP Turo neighborhood in the 7th Ward, maybe homeowners. It's nice to see this whole neighborhood revitalized, and we hope to be a part of that at Good Shepherd School. The neighbors have been incredible as we've met them, and just one block down, Mr. Darrell Reeves, blacksmith, one of the most accomplished craftsmen in the city. He wants to work with our kids. So our kids now will have a partnership with a business, a homegrown business right down the street, where they're going to learn a skill and a craft that has been passed on from generation to generation. Those are the kind of things that we want to see in this neighborhood. Our kids working with the residents, the business people who live here, and contributing and interacting and learning. Our students may become what Mr. Darrell Reeves is, and what a treasure that would be.
I enjoy working over here at Andrews Welding and Blacksmith, along with the co-workers. We go on different ventures of learning on metal and what types of metal it is that we're working with and dealing with, doing a lot of restoration jobs around New Orleans. I've been able to work in different areas of welding, like stick welding and TIG welding, and along with aluminum. I basically touched all of them. I'm able to ride around the New Orleans area and see different work that I done actually worked on. Thanks to the New Orleans Mastercraft Guild and new Corp for the opportunity.
I started at Jones School in what they call the nursery. So I was about 4 years old or so. And went from the nursery all the way through to 5th grade, and we left, we moved, we came back, and got back there for 7th and 8th grade. So I graduated from Jones School. We had one of the best schools in the city at that time. Now remember, this is many, many years ago. They had something there for adults too called the Normal. And this is like a teacher training situation. So there was this big room on the 1st floor where all of these adults were going, and we little children, we were running around at recess and all of that. We had a parade, and the school band would be in front, and the school would march behind the school band, and we marched from Jones School, from Annette and Galvez, all the way down to Frenchman Street. And we turn and we come up Miro and come back to the school, and people would be standing out looking at us. Those were pleasant days. I believe that what we did then, we can do now. I really honestly believe that the community can get together and bring some of these experiences to the young people. When I pass there now and I look, and I just feel sad, that it's not being used for the benefit of the community. Maybe eventually it will happen, but I do hope that they do not throw away the educational value of that building, of that school. It's right in the heart, if you will, of the 7th Ward. And they see that big empty building, and they don't realize what that means, what it stands for.
I'm really excited for Dillard University students to work with New Corp to get involved in the revitalization project in the 7th Ward, especially in relation to the pharmacia. I would like students to work in conjunction with members of the community to understand what plants to grow for nourishment, for healthy living, not just as foods, but also as medicines. I would like them to work together to understand what plants grow well in Louisiana, how to grow those plants, and then how to harvest those plants to not only make healthy meals, but also home remedies. I think something that I like to really impart with my students is that 80% of the world is still using plants as their primary form of medicine, and 1/4 of the prescription drugs that we have today in the United States are plant-based. So when we know that, we know we can use plants, that they're very powerful and very effective. And so I'd like the students to learn all about that. I'd like the community members to learn all about that, and I'd like them to work together to do that.
We're now a year and a half into the revitalization of the 7th Ward, and it has been amazing with the level of participation, commitment, and dedication of the residents of the 7th Ward in particular, the neighborhood association especially, and our outlying community, which is our stakeholders, the City of New Orleans and our funders, have all come together to make sure that what we envision for the 7th Ward comes to fruition. And what the 7th Ward residents envision for the 7th Ward gives them the quality of life to live, work, and play that they desire.